know what dirty Moors, yeah. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I'm saying, I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I'm going at dirty rappers, lynching dirty Moors too. Hiding literature that Drew wrote to warn you. They claim to make you Muslim and make you sovereign. With paperwork and filings, it's fiat they robbing. They don't care about his words, throw it out like garbage, or throw it at you when you're active, not passive. When they wanna talk a bounce like off a trampoline mattress, treat them like a vamp or a teen actress. Get stamped with a brand like a mean savage. This Inquisition divine, all others average. Millennium Renaissance, heroes in our classes. Fed up with the czar controlling fascists. Ask if they heard about Moors, they say no. But Masons, they obviously know. Down the handshakes and rituals with skull and bones. They even know about owls burning Bohemian Grove. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. Dirty Moors killed Drew. I read the FBI papers on loyal Moors, emergency fund rapers, Moorish literature and divine bylaw changers. Might as well say Drew Ali was born in a manger. Prophet puts poison aside and his food smelled danger. Got me treating every Moor like a stranger. Grand sheep pumpkin stumbling drunk in their feds. What was proclaimed for every meeting was not read. Some Moors are so active, prophet can't be dead. Thanks Moorish teachers away, I can't be led. Actions speak, then I consider what's said. And what's said was study, then study yourself. Honest to the prophet over Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. Everybody wants to be just like Drew Ali, but nobody wants to care about Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. Peace, Moors. Just waiting for this Moor to get in here. See, he was confused. Confused. I don't know why they're confused for, but see if we can help him out if he gets on here. Let's see what's up. So we put this post up today. This post up today. More Moorish infighting between Sister Yaya L, whoever the hell that is. Moorish World TV. We already know who that sex offender is. What happened to the truth, love, peace, friendship, and justice? I don't know what the hell those are. Is this a case of jealousy because one man is doing well? The infighting in the Moorish movement is going to lead to the collapse of their movement. The scammers like Jonah Bey, Light Tajiri Bey, Canaanland Moor, Sabir Bey, Don Kiliam, Noble L, Moorish National, hundreds of others is going to put an end to your movement. The rise of the Moors is going to be called the collapse of the Moors. So, this is the guy who made that post. Swindle hoodwink. Modern European, and then has all his modern European friends making fake Moorish pages and all that stuff, causing confusion, trying to give the appearance as if Moors are debating with each other. We know without a shadow of a doubt. We know without a shadow of a doubt that there are individuals out there that have fake Moorish pages that never show their face and cause confusion. We know this. Why is it so hard for our people to know this? Why is it that as soon as we start talking, as soon as we start telling people about these traders and about these dirty Moors, and everybody wants to talk about unity? Why are we talking about unity? Why is it that people want to unify with traders? I don't get it. What is up with the unification with traders? If we go back to this list right here, that we've been told you Moorish World TV, he's a trader years ago, and then now it came out that he's a registered sex offender. Registered sex offender. Right? We've been told you that he's a trader. Nah, that's your brother. And all that BS. Okay, well, he's a sex offender. Now what? Think they're going to give honors and say, oh, you know what? Cujo, you were right all those years ago about this trader. You think they're going to say that? Nah. They're going to come DMing about, where's the unity? Where's the unity? And then, on top of that, when we go on the DM, peace. Do you need me to go live so you can bring your issues up? Thank you, kindly. I'm trying to get an understanding of why we are so divided. Who you can trust moving forward. Where's the leadership to calm the confusion? Where's the leadership to calm the confusion? You're talking to one. But nah, you don't want to go with that. You don't want to go with that. I have a few minutes. Are you free now? Yes. You sure you want me to be on the live? I may not be the best person as I am about getting rid of the confusion. And then, send him the live 1 time, send him the live 2 times. Still not on here. Still not on here. So, we want to go through this again. The 5 principles of the Moors are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Anybody telling you those principles out of order, anybody telling you those principles with stuff added on to it, anybody telling you those principles not the way that they're supposed to be told, then they're probably here to cause confusion. The infighting in the Moorish movement is going to lead to the collapse of their movement. The infighting in the Moorish movement has been going on even when Noble Drew Ali was around. There's not some stuff we're just talking about right now. There's not some stuff from our generation started some confusion. This stuff was going around in Drew Ali's face. Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the 1920s had infighting going on in the temple. Moors murdering Moors and all that type of stuff. And then try to put it on the Prophet. Noble Drew Ali did it. Get him out of his own stuff that he founded. Then people are going to tell you about why is there infighting and why can't the Moors be unified? How are the Moors going to be unified when it's only traders around here? How? How are they going to be unified? How is there going to be unity amongst the Moors when every second Moor you talk to is trying to sell you a package? How is it? The scammers like Jonah Bay, right? UCC package selling guy. Like Tajiri Bay, Moorish consulate sellout people. Canaanland Moors never scammed anybody ever. Never took finance for any paperwork. Never took finance for any consultation. Never took finance for anything crazy that people shouldn't be taking finance for. Never. Why our names in there? Because Swindle is mad. Swindle's big mad at Canaanland Moors. Big mad. Just go on their page and look up Canaanland Moors, Cujo L and all that stuff. Matter of fact, just Google that. Google Cujo L. Bet you a video come up, or 2 videos, or 4 videos that this guy made. Bet you videos are going to come up. So, him sliding Canaanland Moors in his little list of scammers, what was a personal. This was a personal shot. You know, throw sand in Cujo's eyes type of play. Right? Sabir Bey, we already know he's incognito. We already know they want to pass the plate around. We already know every 5 seconds he's giving out his cash app. So we already know what's up. Right? We already know he jacked finance from people and didn't even show up to stuff. We already know he took consultation funds from people and didn't even give the consultation. All of a sudden he's busy, phones off and all that stuff. Don Killam, no idea who that is. Noble L, somebody who can't even spell noble. They spell noble, Nobel. They're a dumbass. They're not being smart. The Noble L and all that stuff. They're not being smart. They can't spell. Right? Because if you have L there already, why you need the other L there for? Why you need Noble L? Why you even doing that? Dumbass. Moorish National Republic Federal Government? BS. What is that? Moorish National Republic. Republic comes from Rome. Republic comes from Rome. Federal comes from U.S. Corps. And they're not government. And hundreds of others is going to put an end to the movement. What hundreds of others? Hundreds? I don't think there's that much package sellers out there. I doubt there's hundreds. I really doubt there's hundreds. There's more righteous, free-thinking Moors than package sellers. Guaranteed. The hundreds that they're talking about might include dumb people who buy packages. It might include them. But more than likely, it's 1 or 2, 3 people out here. And then they have some minions that work for them. And then they have some minions that work for them. That's why it might seem like hundreds. It ain't hundreds. You know, hundreds. Right? Again, infighting with Moors is because there's few faithful Moors. And the few faithful Moors are fed up with the many unfaithful Moors. So because there are few faithful Moors, and then there's unfaithful Moors, and the unfaithful Moors are doing everything in their power to remain unfaithful, when the truth comes out from the few faithful Moors, people want to say infighting, when that's not infighting. These are people who aren't even supposed to be in the Moorish movement. These are people who are not even supposed to be connected to the Moorish nation. They were supposed to do like Noble Drew Ali told them, take off your turban and fez and go back to the state where the Prophet found you. Oh, and good point. Right now, Europeans are infighting. And I don't hear anybody talking about them like they talk about the Moors infighting. Europeans been infighting. What do you think this? Why do you think everybody's not a Shriner? Because of European infighting. Why do you think everybody's not a Christian? Because of European infighting. Why do you think everybody doesn't like the bloody steak? And some of these people are going vegan and all that stuff. Because European infighting. But nobody was going to talk about them infighting. They're going to talk about Moors. And again, majority of the people talking crazy about Moors and their infighting and calling out Moors or whatever, majority of them look like this. Majority of them look like this. And if they look like this, they have no say about the Moors. The only reason they have say is because of these same traders that we keep telling you about that give people like this ammo to be able to talk BS about Moors. People like this. People like this who run around and get videos from these idiots who just like to push live all the damn time. They're not even doing anything worthy of going live about, but they're going live. Highwayman's about to bust their window open and they're keeping the camera on for these goofs to have ammo to use to show, see, look at the Moors, you're gonna get arrested. You're gonna get arrested when you full of BS. Let me just send this thing again. Because then they're gonna come back on threads and all that stuff. Come back on threads talking crazy. They're going to be on the threads talking nuts. Just because. Why they're talking nuts? I don't know. They just want to talk nuts, I guess. Yep, that's all you could do. Cuss them all out. Can't do anything else. Might as well cuss them out. Right? Kaleem Y. Idriel. Kaleem Yidriel. Who's the one why we even pushed the live, because he came in the DM. I'll be free if you go live so I can stop the confusion. Then it's a no-show. Moorish MC, where there is darkness, shed light, not more darkness. Be the solution, not the problem. How? How are you going to be a solution? How are you telling the solution to be the solution? How? How are they making it a point to say Canaanland Moors, Kudro L, is causing confusion? How come they don't ask any of these people who are causing confusion where their book's at? Where's Light Tajiri Bey's book? Where's Noble L's book? Where's Sabir Bey's book? Where's Moorish World TV book? Where's Sister Yaya L's book? Where's Moorish National Republic Federal Government's book? Where's Don Killiam book? Nothing? And then nobody has anything to say to them? Nothing? Do we go on all these people's Moorish World TV's YouTube, Sister Yaya L's YouTube, Sabir YouTube, Don Killiam YouTube, Noble L's YouTube, at Moorish National Republic Federal Government YouTube, Light Tajiri Bey YouTube, Jonah Bey. If we go on all of their YouTubes, I bet you're going to find nothing worthy. Zero. Bet you're going to find nothing worthy. All you're going to see up there is some BS. Guarantee. Guarantee. Right. The reason why there's confusion in the Moorish paradigm is because too many Moors saw Moors doing BS and did nothing about it. They let them do whatever, because Drew Ali said, learn to love instead of hate. And Drew Ali said, and Drew Ali said, Drew Ali also said, if you can't flee, drop the world on them. How come you're not dropping the world on these people that you can't flee from? You know you can't flee from dirty Moors, right? You know they're going to be right there. You know they're going to be right there waiting for you, right? They're going to be waiting right there for you. Why? Why would they be waiting right there for you? Because you haven't done anything with these people in 100 years. The only Moors who have done anything with these traders are Canaanland Moors and anybody else that we trained to take these people's head when you see them. Ask questions later, because their actions are going to show you that they're a traitor. Done nothing. How come there's no Moorish unity? Because majority of you Moors want to be friends with traitors, want to hang out with traitors, want photo op with traitors, want to give the traitor a ride somewhere. Why are you doing that? What's the purpose of that? Just doing that just because? So honors to all the Moors who've been supporting, who've been repping. We just came on here because we just put it out there again, just so nobody's confused. Kaleem YL sending messages about confusion and all that stuff. You know, I have a few minutes. Are you free now so we can go live and discuss this up? Yes. Are you sure you want me on the live? I may not be the best person as I am about getting rid of the confusion. Shut the hell up. Full of shit. Like all these other Moors playing games with the people's birthrights. You're full of shit just like them. Honors to all the faithful and the few faithful Moors. Honors to you. Honors to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors who are learning the truth about their nationality and their birthrights. And when they learn that truth, they start applying that truth. Honors to all the Moors who honor Noble Drew Ali by being the living example so that people could see that there's Moors. It's not some stuff about some 7-Eleven in Spain and all that BS. The Moors right now in your face. Take it or leave it. And of course, honors to all the mothers worldwide. Stay true. Stay super true. Stay super true. Peace and love to all. Islam.
And then all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chum. A political chump.
Political chumps. Yo, Khalid. Political chumps always clapping at lectures, won't take notes. Can't speak on what they know, they just quote. Civil rights lawyers won't tell blacks the truth or the difference between in for life or civil little more tools. Impropria persona, it's 2014. Blacks act like their brains on morphine. Think less, do little law studies. My more buddies wanna write a book for law dummies. Cause they don't get it like teaching caveman rocket science. Politicians rule minorities within your pocket science. Pulling out dollars to give to those in white collars. Salivating, waiting for your green up college. Calling themselves poor, but they spending millions and billions on everything but their own children. He was a good boy to mom on the couch living, but a heartless criminal and known villain. Political chump, treated like a political skunk, marching and picketing for civil-political junk. Wars of the crown, states they break, but won't respect nationality or their prophet's face. Not talking Muhammad, Yahshua or Buddha, but the Sharif they call Sheriff the Law Tutor. Founded a civic organization to build a nation, eradicating what the blacks were facing. Segregation, Jim Crow laws, enter through back doors and led on. They using rope as weapons, cause I slipped and touched a cave bitch wrist. They bomb my town and label me a rapist. I wasn't a secret, everybody saw, but to my people they never kill crackers but fighting their wars to kill innocent people that did nothing to them, and only cuss out the ones that did something to them. Distract you from your nation with false fear. Some black leaders are paid sellouts and some face crosshairs for speaking of things when they took an oath not to speak, giving you clues like promised lands and mountain peaks. Political champions, proud of championship belts. Political abuse against druids and celts, thinking that state ID makes you a citizen. Conscious Moors talk, unconscious Moors aren't listening. Thinking they can have rights or get rights or earn rights when rights are exercised by those that live on earth, right? And rights come from human rights and human rights from birthrights. Have none and end up facing you as Third Reich. Dreamy and drooling, falling for the fooling. Mental slaves sell out or get bought out for cooning. Being your example to follow with no strain. Meant means mind, so govern and entertain is more than you imagine. Carbon is melanin, Quran and Bible angels are cherubim and seraphim. Riding on the light angles, traveling at warp speed. We created crossbreeds, now we can't walk free. The mind is the plantation, everything is mental. Even filling your brother with lead like a pencil. Mercenaries with chalk use bodies as a stencil. If rival gangs won't stop you, barbed wire fence will. It could take more, but it might take less. Cursing your God on Job's cash in the fake checks. Spending fake monopoly money, counterfeit at best. When you see something is wrong, you need to counter it best as you can. You don't need a magic wand or to clip your heels twice to escape dreamland. Just use your mind. If you can't relate, you're living in an illusion, slave to the dream state. You just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by the shoulders, wake them from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by their shoulders, wake them from their dream state. Invasion. Drew Ali, my water when the fire starts blazing. Running with the holy buckets, the Caucasian. While Asiatics daydreaming, mental stargazing. Not paying attention, but paying taxes and fines. Nas said the world is yours, he really meant mine. If I ruled the world, you wouldn't want to be black. You wouldn't want to be a deadbeat dad or be whacked for sure. You wouldn't want to be the dirty Moor leader, convicted and facing my firing squad either. You won't be put in a box, forget the cedar. Taking tires off cars at unexpired meters. If I ruled the world, dirty Moors would hate it. Find them with their wrists slit in bathrooms naked. Find them holding scimitar handles slumped over with suicide notes to Jehovah. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by the shoulders, wake them from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by their shoulders, wake them from their dream state. Dream a little dream, wake up from the nightmare. Dream a big dream, live your life and fight scared to change. When everything that grows must do such or stay stagnant. Living your life as a pageant, made up faces with eyeliner and makeup, created by the same ones you call racist. Wake up, allow their dignity and exercise patience. Don't shock them too hard with electrifying statements. Everything cloudy, mind acting rowdy, hypnotized by Pied Piper, signing rap ungodlies. Having so much influence, youths won't pull their pants up, looking like a jailbird, begging for some handcuffs. In a dream state, getting grands up for freedom. Fiat is a slave to banks, you better see him. No different than the people are slaves to brand names. Move from dream to reality, change the landscape. He started from the top, don't listen to your man Drake. Only till clan hates and Masonic handshakes don't work. Moors are back, do your homework and assignments. Realize Moorish is the science. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by the shoulders, wake them from their dream state. If you just heard about Drew Ali, don't think he's late. He brought nationality and link back to your east state. As Negro and black, we act like we can't see straight. Shake them by their shoulders, wake them from their dream state. I'm a Moor, some call me Saracen, some Muslim. Europe had some dark age issues, I solved them. Using Moorish science, I'm stating the obvious. Rapper drone stepped up from Kush to Molly blunts. Unawakened, unconscious, unaware Moors won't accept the fact, plus he looked up black or more. Moors the custodian of Kemetic Nubians, carrying the marvelous light, the path Negroes to Nubians, saying I'm a Moor, not colored or black. I'm a Moor, Seti or Enki, they can't change that, cause I know their hands don't extend past Allah's wisdom. I'm a Moor, no doubt a contradiction. Return to my own vine and fig tree. Nationality, a mind frame if you're with me. Reclaim your ancestral mind and shout.
It's mine. And if you don't like it, get the
Get out of here, man.
I'm a Moor. Red fairs, black past, elders of my class, not black or Indians. I repeat, I'm a Moor. Indigenous to the farthest west. Say we were great, still they say we the best. Hear what I say, I'm a Moor. Yes, it's true, if not for Drew Ali. Most of y'all would have still been asleep. Now you can tell them I'm more than you could ever wish you thought you would be. 3 centuries deep in Moorish science I read. Study, I'm a Moor.
Rope on a peg, stuck in the shore. Oceanographic device anchored to sea floors. Goldfish of China and Japan. Veil tail variety, brushing the cold water plants. Stretches of lands, jungles or where sand blows. Reptilian species and amphibians' homes. Defending Drew Ali, that's my mission. To put securely in place or desired position. Ancestral mindset, not thinking like the hybrids. Can't hide from a 10, so they mess with the climate. Mess with the minds, mess with the foods, get violent. About more subjugation, your black leaders are quiet. Signed on to King Alfred, but they want you to riot. Pushing dogma as religion and want you to buy it. Most never do it, but they want you to try it. Too many have knowledge of self on the shelves and won't apply it.
I'm a Moor. Red fairs, black past, elders of my class, not black or Indians. I repeat, I'm a Moor. Indigenous to the farthest west. Say we were great and still they say we the best. Hear what I say, I'm a Moor. Yes, it's true, if not for Drew Ali. Most of y'all would have still been asleep. Now you could tell them I'm more than you could ever wish you thought you would be. 3 centuries deep in Moorish science I read. Study, I'm a Moor.
To all the Moors worldwide. Don't forget, do your research. Do your research on Moorish Tag Day. Because Mother was doing a lot of work in this. Mother's still doing a lot of work in this. Honors to all the mothers. But just do your research on Moorish Tag Day and realize that how these people have their YMCA and these non-profit whatever stuff like that. Jwali's the founder of all that. Right? And then do your research on UNICE, UNICE. Stuff's gonna come up. Right? And realize how deep Drew Ali was with it. He wasn't shallow with it. He covered every base. No one had an excuse. So how come everything's messed up? If it was checkmate, how come you're still playing? Certain people have no pieces on the board and you're still sitting there playing with them? 100 years later, you're still playing with these people? You're still playing with them. Right? I'm telling you, all you traders out there, all of you, you're gonna have problems. You already have problems. I don't even know why you're playing around. Right? So, everybody who's a Moor knows Taj Tariq Bey. Everybody who's a Moor knows him. Now you have to ask yourself the question, How come he's in the convention picture with Noble Drew Ali? You know Taj, right? Seen the young pictures with the braids and all that, right? And then they're going to say, oh, he's not, right? He doesn't know Noble Drew Ali. How come they're not in the picture? Where are they at? All these people who say that they're the Moor or whatever like that, how about we go do some research and see if we find any pictures of them? Right? And certain people get the clear pass because they have the features and you can't even say anything about it because it's in your face that they're Moors. Right? All the Olmec lip Moors. That as soon as you see an Olmec face, you know about 500 people that look like that. Different little features. Damn, how come your face is on an Olmec head? Why is there stone of you? How come I'm looking at you and there's a stone of you? Right? Somebody had to carve the stone of the guy. Who are these other people? Where are their heads at? They realize that they played you. So, like we always say, we're just here, stick our head from out of the veil. Anybody want to know about their birthrights out there? See a little hand go up way in the back. You know what I mean? Show them the crescent in the sky, and then they know where to go, and they're gonna get what they're supposed to get, and they're gonna be free. They're gonna free their family, and their life's gonna be amazing. Well, in the Moorish consulate, we need a consulate for. If you're living by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and all that stuff, why would you have any issues with anybody that you would even need a consular court? What kind of lower self people are you? That you need some Moorish whatever to get you out of the nigger BS you got yourself into. Because you want to play games with these people. And the worst part is that they made the claim until, they see a Kia and think it's police, and now they're straightening up in the seat and all that stuff. They're wiping the stuff out their mouth and all that. They put 2 hands on the wheel. Oh my gosh, my seatbelt on. Oh, the back light's out. Hopefully it doesn't turn around and then. There are people who are made for this. There are people who, they're going to realize that this is their birthrights, and that's all they need to know. You don't need to tell them anything else. And their life's going to be beautiful, and your life's going to be beautiful, because, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. What's their issues? Now, all these people talking crazy about Taj Creek Bay, I don't care, name them. Anybody talking crazy. Anybody have anything crazy to say? All I want to say is show me you in some Noble Drew Ali pictures. Right? And if they can't show themselves, and we talked about it, but people don't really, people don't watch our stuff like that. They don't want to know what we're talking about, because what we're talking about is where it's at. Right? And when we were supposed to debate Ali Muhammad, we told people about this. Taj is in the convention pictures. Stop playing games. Like this stuff is locked down. Right? Like this is not a joke thing. Like I said, the only example that I could use is the Olmec head. Because that's the only thing that everybody's going to go, nobody's going to debate, and everybody, every single individual if you line up the Olmec heads, everybody's going to point to one to say, I know somebody who looks like that. More than likely, they're going to point to like 5 or 6 of them. Like, yep, I know somebody looks like him. I know somebody looks like him. I know somebody looks like him. Oh my gosh, that looks like my uncle, whatever. So you don't need, DNA tests for that. You need DNA test when there's a stone right there showing me here 50,000 years ago. What do I need a DNA test for? If I look like that stone right there. So just going through some of the posts just to qualify some things. Because, people don't even read captions. So this is all visual. Because people don't read captions. The captions are always short. People have 500-page captions. You don't read captions. This is a world. Online BS. This is a breathing entity that the people are putting their energy in it. Making it be whatever it is. That they're punching air and running into TVs and stuff like that. Right? You talk about people who have the chip and people who have the barcode at their neck and whatever like that. Check all these people with phones and pods in ears and all other madness. Goggles and, you don't have to walk. You could just get on this little scooter and you could just, what are you talking about? What happened to walking? Walk? You walk places? What do you mean? What do you do at walk places? How do you get, if you have to go right over there, you're really driving there? You're really getting into conveyance to go 20 minutes over there? You know what I mean? Baking outside, half the time you're going to be sitting in traffic or whatever like that. You're going to walk there and back 500 times, save all that $2 gas. The birds talk about the gas prices, right? $2 gas? I'm from a generation where gas used to be 70 cents. $2 gas? That's crazy. Right? So something happened and there was a shift and stuff is in the stage of messed up. You gotta find your way through. Right? So as Moors, we're not telling you follow anybody, but we're telling you that if you're gonna study somebody and you only got 4 things that Noble Drawley brought you or whatever, and you're looking for some more stuff, go watch some Taj Tariq Bey, but go back, 10 years. Watch videos from back then. Don't watch the ones now. Don't watch those ones. The ones now, last 5 years, 6 years, don't worry about those ones. Go watch the ones from 10 years ago, 7 years ago, 8 years ago. Go watch those ones first. If you're going to talk about, Taj Tariq Bey and you study from him and all that stuff, don't tell me some Pope letter and all that BS. Don't tell me that. I don't want to hear none of that. Grand Army of the Supreme Council of whatever. I don't want to hear none of that because Moorish militia is kidnapped right now. And it was supposed to be the end of the whatever because the Pope said whatever like that. So how come these people still playing games? Why are people still playing games? The Pope already said this stuff is done and all that stuff. And Anna, whoever, the letter from the Pope and all that, and you guys are riding with that. We're not talking about that Taj. We're talking about the new age Taj. The conforming to your people's BS, you have a hat on with a Moroccan flag on it just because You people want to see hats. You want to see fezzes. Right? So go back to the birthrights, Taj. And he's just up there with a marina on. Just up there. Half hair done, whatever. Killing you with facts. Everything you could go look up right there, right now, and then you're going to be good. Straighten you right up. We're letting you know we're not some follower people. Not Tajites and all that BS that people like to play around with Moors who study what he presented. Right? We're not a follower people. We were the ones who retrieved the keys from all the stuff that they left. All the stuff that he left, all the stuff that Hakeem left, all the stuff that Aleem left, all the stuff that RV Bay Publications left, all the blog talks, all the civil alert radios. All the going to all the different Moorish science temples of America who were actually down with everything. So it's an honors thing. One, because put in his work, irrefutable. You can't even say anything. And on top of that, he's an elder. He's supposed to be retired, chilling somewhere in some remote whatever, and enjoy your life. Thank you for everything that you did for the Moors. Him in his mansion, just chilling, doing whatever he wants to do now. It's honors. So always remember, if they can't show you themselves in the convention pictures, but they're going to talk BS about Taj Tariq Bey, just remind yourself every time. Just go look at the convention picture. And also, this is another thing. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Go look at the lecture when we debated Ali Muhammad, and then you'll hear the other stuff that we found out about this picture. Because it was on in ways that we can't even fathom how on it was. Pull up the convention picture, right? How about this one? Pull up the convention picture and look in the windows. You ever look in the windows of the convention picture? Look in the windows of the convention picture. Right? Oh yeah, people were mad. People were mad. They're mad. They're so mad. That's fake. There's no Chinese Masons or whatever. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? You stay in denial. You stay in denial. Everybody knows what's up. You're the only dummy, Mr. North American, Black Indian, black guy. You're the dummy. Everybody knows what's up. Look at you. Not the yellow Freemasons, right? Not the yellow Freemasons. Not the yellow ones. Not the yellow Freemasons, but it's okay. You gotta keep playing. You gotta keep playing your little BS. It's okay. No problem. No problem. These guys are trying hard, right? Trying hard, super hard, and it's not working. It's not gonna work. Just a reminder, this Saturday, gonna be near Hamilton. Get with the Moors. They're gonna be just connecting with the Moors near Hamilton. You know, hedges and the highways, right? You know what I'm saying? I saw Moors met up at Coney Island and all that. You know what I mean? During the COVID pandemic, oh my gosh, where's your mask and all that stuff? And Moors are, Moors are doing what they gotta do for Moors. What you mean? What do you mean? That's what it's about. Moors linking up. Moors connecting. Right. So we're out there. Contact canaanlandguide@gmail.com for more info. Or look for the flyer on the Moorish MCIG. So, let's getting the word out that the Moors are out here doing what we can, doing our part. Honors to all the Moors doing their part, doing what they know they gotta do. Oh yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Some people, I'll share this with you. My father, I was blessed and fortunate to have some amazing parents, and my father was a paralegal. And
So, when you hear the officers of the court, son, talking crazy about Taj Trick Bay, know that it has to be a plant. Has to be a plant. Because if it's like that, then his paralegal pops could be a Mason too. Could be a Mason too. Right. Oh yeah, and then we're doing this one. Right. $49 on that one. Quran. Juali opened the 7 seals. There's stuff you hear about the 7 seals and all that stuff. Who shall come forth to open the 7 seals and all that stuff? And then they give some of it to Haile Selassie because he was one. And Noble Juali is the other one that opened the seal. Seal of what? The sealed knowledge of the Moorish history here that they pretty much buried until he brought it back. Because remember, America is the barren land and all that. Right? America's the barren land. The wilderness of North America. You never heard people talk like that? You hear people talk like that? Why do you think they talk about wilderness of North America for? Because they're down with them. Because this is the Moorish Empire. And all those NOI people know that this is the Moorish Empire. Ask Riza Islam, who was on the stage with Jamal Bey and all these other conscious whoever's, and said it. We're in the Moroccan Empire. He's NOI. Nah, we're not gonna go with that. We're not gonna go with that. We're gonna go with him talking about some COVID BS. We're gonna go with him talking about that. We're not gonna go the direction of the what do you mean by Moorish Empire and go down that road. We're not going there. But some vaccine act anti or whatever. Oh yeah, we'll talk to him about that. Get the hell out of here. Drawley's the man. You cannot, you will not block him out. He's the man. He brought you everything that it takes to save a nation and told you take it and save yourself. And what do you do? Look at you. Look at you now. Look at you.
A Tennessee community who has its own charter as a town, who's now been a black-run community since 2016 after a full majority white mayor, white council people all got indicted for fraud. This black-run town, now got some money coming in.
Hold on a second. Isn't this the guy?
You can ask your question as quickly as possible so we can get as many in. The CEO of the Total Real Estate Fund. Honorable Malcolm X said we suffer from political oppression, economic exploitation, and social degradation. I believe us to end our political oppression means political unity. This is a healthy debate. I think we're mostly micro and not enough macro. I believe if we're going to unify, we got to unify first around nationality. So my question is,
So the nationality, yeah? Nationality?
Hey, peace family, check out this whack. A Tennessee community who has its own charter as a town, who's now been a black-run community since 2016 after a full majority white mayor, white council people all got indicted for fraud. This black-run town, now got some money coming in from a big Ford plant, and now the powers that be, the they and the them, are now petitioning the town to lose their charter or bully them by taking their state funding. This is why we got to own our own land. And not just have our own land, though, because we all could buy a house, buy a plot, buy 100 acres, but have our own governance, have our own power, have our own unity, our own defense, our own mechanisms for...
Yeah, you already said there's nationality. So you playing games as if you don't know what's up. How are you playing the game? How are you playing the game like the state officials in Tennessee are attempting to take over a black town? Why can't they? Because black means pale, and I bet you those people are pale people. So that's their town. That's their town. Stop the BS. That's their town. Because if it was the dark-skinned people's town, it'll be called Moor or whatever. They'll call it black. And then get mad when the blacks come and claim their stuff. You called it black. And then they came and claimed it. Or came and bombed it. Or came and murdered all the people. Or came and whatever. Why? Why do that? Because they're racist? No, because you're saying that it's theirs by calling it black. Because black means pale. Black means pale. The Tennessee comptroller is seeking to take over Mason, a majority black town as reported by the Tennessee Lookout Reports. A Tennessee comptroller. Let me go check with the comptroller. Comptroller. A public officer of a state or municipal corporation charged with certain duties in relation to the fiscal affairs of the same, principally to examine and audit the accounts of collectors of the public money, to keep records and report the financial situation from time to time. There are also officers bearing this name in the Treasury Department of the United States. Okay, so if a comptroller is a public officer of a state or a municipal corporation, then this majority black town has to be a corporation. It's not a town. They got played by calling it black. Played themselves. In my opinion, it's time for Mason to relinquish its charter. Comptroller Mumpower wrote in a letter mailed to all the property owners of the town. Comptroller Mumpower pens open letter to the people of Mason. A critical situation in the town of Mason has prompted Tennessee Comptroller of the Treasury, Jason Mumpower, to mail a letter to the people of the Tipton County town of 1,337. Comptroller Mumpower believes it is time for the town of Mason to relinquish its charter. Mason's town government has been poorly run for the last 20 years. There has been a pattern of fiscal irresponsibility and even instances of fraud. Mason hasn't submitted its audit on time since 2001, and the comptroller's office has approved the town's budget for 4 years in a row. The comptroller's office has attempted to work with the town on a corrective action plan for years, but the problems are not getting fixed. The recent closure of the West Tennessee detention facility will make the town's revenue situation even worse. I am very concerned that Mason's history of mismanagement will prevent the town from benefiting from economic development, said Comptroller Mumpower. The new Ford plant offers a major opportunity to West Tennessee, but Mason would be left out if it continues to be judged by its poorly run government. The comptroller's letter encourages Mason citizens to attend a special meeting about the future of the town on March 10th, 7 p.m. at Cedar Woods. If the town's board of mayor and aldermen chooses not to relinquish its charter, the comptroller's office is prepared to take over the town's finances. Right. Now, with regard to your question, how do you claim your nationality? This is what the townspeople should have done. The townspeople should have declared their freedom. Upon doing that, then they claim the land because, obviously this is their own land. Right? Obviously they're not, foreign. They name their town. They vote their people in office, and then the people in office are going to be L, Bay, whatever like that. Right? And there you go. Same thing Noble Drew Ali told these Moors to do. Now you know that they're under the jurisdiction because he's claiming that he's going to take over the finances if they don't give up the charter. So if he's going to take over the finances, that means that he obviously has control over the books. which means that they're property. That's not some black town and these people are free and you're seeing them walking around, whatever. No, the bigger town right over there gave them their charter. How are they going to tell them relinquish their charter if it didn't come from them? And then if they have a charter that was given to them from the state or whatever, then they're property. And they're mismanaging funds and all that stuff or whatever. Now, as an individual, to proclaim your nationality is a mindset before it's anything else. If you're of the opinion that one of those 20 Moors over there has the card that I'm going to go to them and they're going to give me the correct paper and they're going to give me the correct whatever so that I can be a Moor, you're playing yourself. And you're about to get played. You're playing yourself and you're about to get played. Probably for about 3-4 grand. And you're going to pay. Because they already have the fare machine going. So people are losing their mind. And everybody's in panic. So they want to do any and everything. Right? Like the dude said, how is the gas prices affecting you? Because everybody we talk to, they say, oh, well, I do a pretty good business. So whatever the gas is, I'll pay. I'm probably not the best one you should be asking this. You don't want to hear from me. Yeah. Nationality is a mindset. Nationality is not you went out there and paid for something and then now you have it. So you're a national. National is mental. Because before you start talking about nationality and proclaiming a nationality, you have to detox everything that you were taught. And how you purge is by studying. Because if as within, so without, and all that stuff, then that means, eyes, nose, mouth, certain things that are external are also doing something on the other side if everything's working properly. Right? So you're detoxing the mind that's been polluted from all the wrong information that we've been given all our lives. Ever since we could be taught something, they started to teach us wrong. Right? And then that's because they've been programmed. And then the generation before that been programmed. And the generation before that's been programmed. Right? And we're the program breakers. Right? We're the ones that are thinking like everything's working. So the view is going to be different. And then when you get to there where the view's different and you stop saying that people are black, you stop calling, children kids, you start realizing that, the more you realize you know nothing, which is supposed to inspire you to just know more, because if it's a never-ending circle, then, you just have to ride the wave. Right? a mindset for nationality. Don't ever forget that it's a mindset. As soon as you forget there's a mindset, here comes this guy with a package for $15,000 that you're gonna pay because, you know, he's got some golden headband, and you're dazzled because he has the golden headband, and he's the Moorish chieftain of the generals of Noble Drew Ali or whatever. And then he wooed and awed because, you know, they have the seal on the paper, and he had the magic glove with the glitter. Right. Waiting for you, salivating. Saliva just drooling, just mouth open, just waiting to bite you. Just waiting for your neck to be open. They'll take you for everything that you have. Leave you sleeping in your car because you wanted to, you know, you wanted to play. You wanted to play games. Never forget that it's a mindset. Never forget that it's a mindset. Knowing who you are is declaring your nationality. Declaring your nationality is not some card or a paper and then you did it. No, declaring your nationality is your mind. Because if you don't have the mind, you're going to get what the Black Town got. And these people aren't playing around. They're not playing games. You know? They're telling these people, we own you. You must have forgot. You know, the sidekick get mad. He's a sidekick. I don't want to be robbing and shit like that. You know, I made that guy trip or whatever like that. He doesn't respect me for that. I'm gonna go on my own, be my own superhero. Don't be the suck. Don't get mad. Don't get bewildered. Most of all, don't get played. Because nationality is a thing people play people with now. People say nationality because they already know that's going to reel people in. And then they're doing nothing at all with regard to nationality. Nothing. There's nothing that they're doing that you can say, hey, nationality. Nothing. Everything is to keep you played. Everything is to keep you played. That was the comptroller's. Remember, that was the comptroller's letter. Mumpower has offered the residents an ultimatum. Either city officials will rescind its charter, which would bring Mason under the authority of the Tipton County government, or the comptroller's office will take full financial control of the town. He claims his goal is to convince the residents to encourage your local officials to do what is necessary to allow Mason to thrive. There is no time to waste. We have not issued a letter to the citizens like this before. Comptroller spokesman John Dunn remarked, noting it is unprecedented for us to publicly call for a town charter to be relinquished. The timing of the comptroller's plea has raised several questions because Mason, which is located in the southeastern corner of Tipton County, has become some of the most sought after real estate in Tennessee. Blue Oval City, a subsidiary of the Ford Motor Company's multi-billion-dollar electric vehicle manufacturing business, is planning to house its operation in the area. This is our home. We were born and raised here. The majority of the town is homegrown people that live here, Vice Mayor Virginia Rivers said. He is trying to conquer and divide us. It's akin to a hostile takeover, and it's not hard to figure out why here, why now. Officials allege that Mumpower, along with other state officials, have long neglected the black town until Ford decided to bring their electric business near the town. From the jump, they already knew that that was a plantation. And have these people keep the place, working to some degree so that they could gentrify it. What, isn't that what they're doing right now? So if they're doing that right now, and this has been a pattern, maybe it's not them. Maybe it's the people who don't know themselves. Because if they knew themselves, they would do like the yellow people did in Chinatown and say, I have a nationality. Did what the brown people did in Pakistani town and had a nationality. Do what the cream people did in the Arab town and have a nationality. Did what the white people did in Greek town and German town and whatever like that. Nobody's coming to bombing them. Nobody's going to flying over Jew town and drop a bomb on them. How come? Why? Because people have nationalities. They're not Negro, black, or colored. We're not that. As soon as you say you're that, you classify yourself as civil little mortus, which means dead in the eyes of the law. Look how they're treating this black town people. Because they're dead in the eyes of the law because they call themselves black. So you want to be black? No problem. This is how they deal with blacks. Anywhere and everywhere. It's exactly just like this. Hostile takeover. They don't see it like that though. They say racism, discrimination. The white man is the devil and he's gonna... Black Lives Matter. Cambodians for Black Lives Matter. Cambodians for Black Lives Matter. How come they're not saying brown or something? How come the Venezuelans are the Spanish guys for Black Lives Matter? Spanish guys for Black Lives Matter. How come they do that? How come they say Venezuela for Black Lives Matter? It's a sympathy thing. They're not going to help you. What are they helping you for? You're a dumbass. We all got nationalities around here. You're talking about your color still. You had a prophet come to you, tell you all this stuff that you're not Negro, black, colored. You're still playing around with that stuff still. You think the world respects you? The world doesn't have respect for you. We know they don't. They tell us. They tell us, what's wrong with your people? How come your people don't know what you know? People don't want to study, you put them under a spell. You put them under a spell. Good job. Good job. Well, at the lodge, all these people know. That's why, again, going back to nationality is a mindset. Because once you know thyself, no one can take it now. Right? Once you know yourself, no one could take it. AKA, stuff that we're reading right now with the black guys got their stuff taken because they want to be dead in the eyes of the law and want to be respected in that dead position. No, you're not. People don't respect that. You can play that stuff with your little black friends and all that stuff. Your little black award shows. They're not gonna go on some black award show and make an ass out of themselves. They're gonna do that on the main stage. Right? You don't talk about my wife and all that stuff. They're yelling. You think they don't know? Stop it. Stop it. Once you're black, you're falling for the game. Right. Don't forget, Will Smith was the Blackamoor in Wild Wild West. You forgot? You forgot he was the Blackamoor? Oh, you well-endowed Blackamoor. You forgot? Oh, that was a movie. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that was a movie. Oh, he just said more because of the movie? Oh, okay. Oh. But hate him because 6 degrees of separation and that's real, right? That was real. That wasn't a movie. That wasn't just acting. He's just acting like a gay guy, but he's not gay or nothing like that. He's just acting. It wasn't real. He's just acting. No. I wasn't acting. How come the Blackamoor is acting, but the gay guy stuff isn't acting? What are you picking and choosing which one you're gonna The black guys they're in trouble. Take note, black guys. Right. Yeah, the Blackamoor slap Pookie. Oh, it's just Pookie's face. I see Pookie's face. Right after he got slapped. These guys are good actors. They played their part good. Oh, they played their part good. Somebody said it was Mike Lowry slapped. Bad boys. The slap was heard around the world. This guy was getting ready for it too. Like, you saw this man getting ready. Like, okay, here it comes. Just remember, go with it. It's gonna sting a little bit. It's gonna sting a little bit. Just go with it. Go with it. Right? Guys are playing around with you. Playing games. Stay playing games. Because you're dumb. You want to be black and all this stupid stuff. Then okay, fine. Then you're going to get stupid stuff. You're going to get man saying that some KKK beat him up and stuff like that. This man's lying. These are your heroes now. These guys. All these guys. All these guys are your heroes now. Right? All these guys are your heroes now. Why? Why you left with that? Why you left with that? Because you didn't heed the warnings. You didn't heed the warnings. And you're paying for it right now. You're paying for it so bad that you just have to laugh to keep from crying because people are getting it and you don't get it. You're getting it and you don't get it. You're getting it, but you don't get it. You don't get it. I, the prophet, was prepared by the great God Allah to warn my people to repent from their sinful ways and go back to the state of mind of their forefathers, divine and national principles, that they will be law abiders and receive their divine rights as citizens, according to the free national constitution that was prepared for all free national beings. They are to claim their own free national name and religion. There is but one issue: for them to be recognized by this government and of the earth, and it comes only through the connection of the Moorish divine national movement, which is incorporated in this government and recognized by all other nations of the world. And through it, they and their children can receive their divine rights as citizens, their divine rights unmolested by other citizens, that they can cast a free national ballot at the polls under the free national constitution of the state's government, and not under a granted privilege which has been the existing condition for many generations. So you see the black guys are going through? Right? So the black guys are going through? Right? And this is March 2022. This is right now. You think because you painted Black Lives Matter on the street, you did something. This is how they're dealing with quote-unquote black people right now. Right? And through it, they and their children can receive their divine rights unmolested by other citizens. Right? Black guys getting molested right now. The black guys getting fondled right now by the state. Because they have no divine rights. They're civilly dead. Rights do not apply to people who don't know themselves. Rights do not apply to you. You who doubt whether I, the prophet, and my principles are right for the redemption of my people, go to those that know law in the city hall and among the officials in your government, and ask them under an intelligent tone, and they will be glad to render you a favorable reply. For they are glad to see me bring you out of darkness into light. Remember, he's talking to the Negro, black, colored people, right? So he's telling them, if you doubt that what I'm telling you is where it's at, go to those that know law in the city hall and among the officials in your government, black guy. The things that I'm telling you, black guy, go to your massa and tell him the things that I'm telling you and see what he says. And then when they go to massa and they drop on them that, hey, massa, I'm not Negro, black, colored. I'm a Moorish American. I have a prophet, and he brought my nationality and birthrights back, and I'm a free man. Do you think there's going to be protests? There's not going to be any protests, because they will be glad to see you brought out of darkness into light. Money doesn't make the man. Money doesn't make the man. It is free national standards and power that makes a man and a nation. The wealth of all national governments, gold and silver and commerce, belong to the citizens alone. And without your national citizenship, by name and principles, you have no true wealth. You have no true wealth. The word Negro deludes in the Latin language to the word nigger, the same as the word colored deludes to anything that is painted, varnished, and dyed. And every nation must bear a national descent name of their forefathers. Because honoring thy fathers and thy mothers, your days will be lengthened on this earth. So the good die young and all that stuff. The good die young because they didn't honor their foremothers and forefathers. And I mean, why would you honor them? They're a crackhead and a junkie and all that. What are you honoring them for? I get it. Right? I get it. Our stuff is messed up. Our stuff is messed the hell up. This is why Noble Drew Ali has to get his acknowledgement, because he brought us out of all of that. He brought us out all of that where majority of people bypass that. They didn't even have to deal with it because it wasn't even in their realm, because their family, just like we were watching with K Solo, talking about the whole family was part of the temple. Whole family's part of the temple. You're not going to grow up to be nigger unless that's what you want to do. But the path is right there laid out for you. You can't say that you weren't told. Right? We haven't honored our foremothers and forefathers like every other individual is doing. Everybody else has foremothers and forefathers. These names have never been recognized by any true American citizen of this day, right? So 1920s, true American citizen. What do you think he's talking about? He's talking about all the individuals who speak Spanish, that know that people aren't black. They're moreno, morena. You're not negro, negra. That doesn't apply to people. Go ask any true American citizen, and they'll tell you that these names have never been recognized as names that belong to people. And keep in mind, this is Juali 1920s talking to people, putting people on game. 20s. Talking like this, your free national name, forefathers, honoring them. National governments, free governments, constitutions. Why is he bringing up all this in the 20s? And then we're sitting back in the 20s and the stuff applies. He was ahead of his time. He was ahead of his time. So there isn't but one supreme issue for my people to use to redeem that which was lost, and that is through the above statements. Then the lion and the lamb can lay down together in yonder hills, and neither will be harmed, because love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice will be reigning in this land. In those days, the United States will be one of the greatest civilized and prosperous governments of the world. But if the above principles, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, are not carried out by the citizens and my people in this government, the worst is yet to come, because the great God of the universe is not pleased with the works that are being performed in North America by my people. And this great sin, it must be removed from the land to save it from enormous earthquakes, diseases, etc. And I, the prophet, do hereby believe that this administration of the government, being more wisely prepared by more genius citizens that believe in their free national constitution and laws, and through the help of such classes of citizens, I, the prophet, truly believe that my people will find the true and divine way of their forefathers, and learn to stop serving carnal customs and merely ideas of man that have never done them any good, but have always harmed them. So I, the prophet, am hereby calling aloud with a divine plea to all true American citizens to help me to remove this great sin which has been committed and is being practiced by my people in the United States of America, because they know it is not the true and divine way, and without understanding, they have fallen from the true light into utter darkness of sin, and that there is no nation on earth today that will recognize them socially, religiously, politically, or economically. In their present condition of their endeavorment, in which they themselves try to force upon a civilized world, they will not refrain from their sinful ways of action, and their deeds
have brought Jim Crowism, segregation, and everything that brings harm to human beings on earth. Us being Negro, black, colored, and all this other BS is why there's racism, is why there's discrimination, is why there's white privilege and race this and all these games. Because our sinful ways of action. And because we're messed up, now everybody's messed up. And they fought the Southerner for all these great misuses. But I have traveled in the South, and I have examined the conditions there. And it is the works of my people continuously practicing the things which bring dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect to any nation that lives the life. So when he went to the South and he's seen all this racism and all this stuff, BS going on, people being lynched and all that stuff, he realized that it ain't these Europeans' problem. It's the Negro problem. Practicing the things which bring dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect. Practicing those things, but then mad when people treat you with Jim Crowism and segregation, and they don't want you around, and you go drink over there and all that stuff because you're poison. What does somebody want you around for if you're poison? And you're practicing these poisonous activities. Not have a free national name, not know who you are. Somebody, who are you? You're talking about your adjectives and colors and all that. I am hereby calling on all true American citizens for moral support and finance to help me in my great missionary work to bring my people out of darkness into the marvelous light. From the prophet. Now, if you read all of that and you think Noble Jolly brought some religious corporation, you're deep into sleep. You're deep into sleep. If you still think after reading all that Jolly brought you some religious corporation, he brought you back some religion for you to go pray. Pray to Muhammad. Because Muhammad is the authority of some whatever. If you think this is about some Muhammad BS, then do your thing. Nationality is the order of the day. Nationality is the order of the day. Yeah, don't forget. Go to khalifamedia.com and you can get all the books. And you can get your pins and your buttons. And you can go to Honey Bay, get your merchandise, and go to khalifamedia.com, get your merchandise. You know. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love to all of the Moors. You already know. You already know. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Most highest honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Drew Ali's the man. Peace and love to all the Moors, honors to all the mothers. Free the Moorish militia and all political prisoners. Islam to all the Moors.